Hi, my name's Derek Ty, and welcome to another episode of Cincinnati Real Estate Reviews. And today we're going to be talking about Liberty Township, Ohio. This is a township that's north of the greater Cincinnati area. It's in between downtown Cincinnati and downtown Dayton. So stick around, we're going to talk about the schools, the walkability, the parks, the shops, the restaurants, and we're going to talk about 3 things that I dislike about the area and 3 things I love about the area. And don't forget, we always give you real estate prices, so we're going to give you the last 6 months of homes that have sold here in Liberty Township. Let's go. Welcome back. My name's Derek Ty. I've been selling homes here since 2004. So let's start with why should I buy a home in the greater Cincinnati area? Starting with the business community, there are a ton of Fortune 100 companies here, small businesses, and even startups. There's great schools from preschools all the way to top universities. We have world-class sports like the Cincinnati Reds, Cincinnati Bengals, Houday, and soccer. We've got amazing parks, both city, township, even state parks everywhere. We have lots of friendly people that smile, which I like. Farmers markets all over town, world-class fine arts and entertainment, restaurants, the Cincinnati Zoo, world-class hospitals, an international airport, and even great real estate home values. So where is Liberty Township located? Well, this is a township that is about 30 minutes north of downtown Cincinnati. This is in the surrounding area of Fairfield, Westchester, Mason, and Monroe. This is a super populated area. There's about 50,000 residents that live in Liberty Township and several hundred businesses as well. There are several hospital options around Liberty Township, including the Westchester campus of UC Health. There's a Bethesda North Hospital in Montgomery, about 10 miles away, and there is a new children's hospital location right there in Liberty Township. If you want to get to the 2 closest international airports in the area, you would go about 50 minutes north to the Dayton Airport or about 50 minutes south to the CVG Hebron, Kentucky Airport, which is the Cincinnati International Airport. So what makes the area special? Well, it has a little bit of everything. A suburban feel in some areas, there's some parks, there's some restaurants, and if you're driving down one of the back roads, you might just happen to see a huge horse farm too. So it really does have a lot of variation in the types of properties that are there in the township. Another thing special about Liberty Township is some people to choose to work in Dayton or Cincinnati. So either one, you've got about a 30 to 45 minute commute depending on traffic and depending on which part of the township you're located in. Another thing that's really interesting about it is if you are living in Liberty Township, you may also want to work in Hamilton. So Hamilton is another city that you don't hear about as much, but there are several major employers in Hamilton. So you're right in between Hamilton, Cincinnati, and Dayton if you want to live there in Liberty Township. So is there good shopping there? First of all, the Liberty Town Center, the Liberty Center is one of the biggest regional outdoor malls. It's really a city all in it to itself. If you want to take a look at, there's several videos, go to their website even to see Liberty Center. But this is a place where you can work. If you have even some major employers have their office buildings there. There's hotels, there's shopping, there's restaurants, there's a cinema, and kind of like a little town square inside. So it's really a city all by itself there in Liberty Township. Other shopping options in the area include Kroger grocery stores. There is an IKEA that's very close by. There are Walmarts for shopping. There's Myers. And then also you can get to a Costco as well. Now, another shopping option that's really popular are the outlet malls in Monroe. And Monroe is just the next town north of Liberty Town Center. In the Liberty Township area. So if you want to get to the outlet malls, just a quick ride up I-75. So what dining options are there in Liberty Township? Well, you're going to find most of the major chains do have restaurants there in Liberty Township. And specifically, you could walk to that Liberty Center and downtown there in the little shopping. There's several restaurants there as well. So what are my favorite restaurants in Liberty Township? Well, let's start with Cozy's Cottage. This is my wife's favorite in the area. This is if you want that quaint, cozy community feeling. It's a small restaurant, locally owned. Really cool decor inside, and they have indoor and outdoor seating, so check out Cozy's Cottage. Another one of our local favorites is Agave and Rye. This is like an upscale Mexican restaurant. Queso is amazing. If you like tequila, good sipping tequila, you can get that at the bar. And they also have some great food options and pairings that I've never had before at other Mexican restaurants. So if you like that upscale Mexican restaurant, Tex-Mex kind of style, I would check them out. Another one of our favorites is Cooper's Hawk. They have several locations in the greater Cincinnati area. If you want to go do a wine tasting before dinner and then sit down, and they have a huge menu as well. So I highly recommend Cooper's Hawk for a nice, like a dinner date night setting. Another favorite from the family is Cheesecake Factory. Everyone's probably been to Cheesecake Factory before, but if you want to get a huge variety of food, a decent glass of wine, and maybe take home a piece of cheesecake on your way out, I would check them out as well. Last but not least, one of my wife's favorites is the Cinna Bistro, and that's in the Liberty Center. So the Liberty Center features a couple movie theaters in one building, and one of those you can actually get dinner service right there in the movie theater. So if you like having your, a glass of wine and your steak dinner in your lap in a lounge chair while you're watching a movie, that's your place. So what about parks in Liberty Township? Well, there's actually 12 parks in the township, so it might be best if you look at this chart. And if you want to see what types of things that are available at each park, you're going to see from Allen Park, Cherokee Park, Dudley Memorial, Dudley Woods, Fort Liberty Playland, Liberty Park, Mount Hughes, Incline, Reserves Park, Turnbridge Park, Wetlands, and the Wilhelms. There's a variety of different activities, so instead of trying to cover all those here in this video, I'll let you check out their website at the liberty-township.com. You can see a map of where those parks are and all the different things that you can access. In general, most of these parks are pretty flat. There's a lot of walking trails, and most of them do have a place to either bike or hike or walk around with your dog. So is Liberty Township walkable and dog friendly? So let's start with dog friendliness. So I would say that within the neighborhoods, most of them do have sidewalks. You can walk your dog around in these neighborhoods, and they're huge neighborhoods. Some of them have 1,000 homes in them, so there's lots of people walking around on the sidewalks with their dogs. And you saw those 12 parks, a lot of them are connected to the actual neighborhood. So a lot of times they've taken some extra land away from the development when they built these new neighborhoods, and they've reserved those off for the park. So the people that are in that connecting neighborhood do walk their dogs to those neighborhood parks. In terms of dog friendliness in the business district, not a lot of people are walking their dogs into a business district unless you maybe live in the Liberty Center, and then you might want to walk your dog around there. But in general, like taking your dog to like go sit outside and eat somewhere, usually that's reserved for some of the other towns and areas around greater Cincinnati. So let's talk about sidewalk access. So it's pretty much the same thing there. So there are a ton of sidewalk options within these neighborhoods, but connecting the neighborhood to neighborhood or neighborhood to like the town areas and the business district, yes, there are some sidewalks, but most people generally just drive since it's such a far distance between the neighborhoods and the business district. So what school options are there in Liberty Township? Well, you can see on this map, there are a ton of preschool options in the township. If you're wanting to be in the public school district system from K through 12, you're going to be part of the Lakota schools. There's a Lakota East and a Lakota West for the high schools. And then it's such a huge school district, it pretty much covers the entire township. So if you're looking for specific schools that are part of the Lakota school district, I would refer you to this list. If you're looking for ratings and rankings on all the schools here in Ohio, and specifically Liberty Township and Lakota, you can refer to the Cincinnati report card. And if you want a link to that website, hit us up here on a text message or give us a call, and we'll be happy to give you that link. If you're looking for private school options, there aren't a ton there in Liberty Township, especially K through 12 schools. You're probably going to have to drive south into the Cincinnati area a little bit more. The closest K through 12 schools are probably about 10 to 15 miles away. So what types of homes and what kind of values are there in Liberty Township? Well, first of all, you're going to see a mixed use of different types of homes there. You're going to have apartments for rent, townhomes, condos, some single family homes are for rent. Most people are in smaller single family homes built in the 60s, 70s, and 80s in that 1,500 square foot range. And then you have a lot of new construction that just happened in the last 20 years. Those homes start at about 2,000 square feet and go up to about 3,500 square feet. Most of those newer ones have 2-car garages, full basements. Some of the yard sizes are bigger than others, but generally you're going to get like 1/3 of an acre, 1/4 of an acre for most of the new construction. So how much are homes in the Liberty Township area? Well, let's start with condominiums. Condos in the last 6 months sold for an average of $349,000 with an average of $168 per square foot. If you're looking at detached 3-bedroom homes, those are $366,000 average at $188 a square foot. In Liberty Township, our 4-bedroom and up homes, including the luxury homes, averaged $544,000 at $152 a square foot. If you're looking for today's exact value, since the numbers change every day, text me or call us on that phone number there and we'll be happy to get you today's values. So now it's time for 3 things I dislike about Liberty Township. So let's start with the first and most obvious one. It is a mixed area. So you are going to get some commercial, you're going to get some factories, some offices, hotels, and then you've got a pretty much spread apart land, and then you've got neighborhoods. So some people that are looking for more of a smaller community, get to know all your neighbors, that's not this type of community. Now within the neighborhoods, people are very friendly and there's some great master planned communities there. But if you're looking for everything kind of all in one smaller area, this is a lot more spread out. Second thing I dislike about Liberty Township kind of goes along with the first one. There's no real central city square or town area. Now, a lot of people would count Liberty Center that way. It is basically like a city that kind of popped up in the middle of a farm field. So, it does have like a brand new downtown kind of feel to it. But if you're looking for more of like a traditional neighborhood, traditional homes that you can then, bike or walk into a town, this is definitely not the same as that. The third thing I dislike about Liberty Township is the feedback I've heard from many buyers in the area is that if they had a job in downtown Cincinnati or even downtown Dayton, it's a little bit too far of a drive on a daily basis. So with traffic, sometimes it can get as much as 45 minutes to get home from downtown Cincinnati. So people that have jobs in those areas sometimes will choose locations that are closer to downtown Cincinnati. So what are 3 things I love about Liberty Township? Let's start with some of the rural nature. So if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I love scenery. You know I love rivers and creeks and old trees, mature forests. Well, some of Liberty Township is just gorgeous. You might be on a back road and see a huge old farm mansion estate, some horses grazing. So there's some beautiful scenery in Liberty Township, and I love that there's still a lot of that there today before they kind of developed everything. The second thing I love about Liberty Township is its proximity to all the major highways and thoroughways. So if you are living in Liberty Township in a neighborhood, within about a 5-minute drive, you're probably going to be able to get to I-75 or one of the other major thoroughways that go through Liberty Township. The third thing I love about Liberty Township is the lot size. So a lot of the homes do have very large lot sizes. So this is kind of a trend in most cities around the United States. But the further you get away from the downtown Cincinnati area, traditionally you're going to see larger and larger home sites, large lots. You're going to see a lot of people fence in their backyards. So you're going to see a lot more of that in Liberty Township than you would maybe in some of these communities that are older and closer to downtown Cincinnati. Well, thank you for taking your time to watch this video on Liberty Township. I hope you found it useful and helpful, and maybe it's inspired you to want to purchase a home here. If you wouldn't mind, do me a favor. If you would click on the like and the subscribe buttons there below, it would help us to find more people like you that are looking for homes to purchase in the greater Cincinnati area. If we missed anything and you want to add it in the comments, things that you like or don't like about Liberty Township, feel free to leave those in the comments. And if you have any other questions about locations of properties, home values, things like that, feel free to text me or call at that number below. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.